Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Kuroko no Basket Chapter 259 review. Now, this chapter is actually very simple, which is good for me because I need to do this review in like about 5 minutes. Like that's my time frame, right? 5 minutes to do this review of Kuroko no Basket. I apologize, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Now, this week's chapter, very simple. Once again, Junpei Hyuga overcomes Ryo. And I want you guys to keep in mind the last part of the chapter, where we see Kiyoshi, he didn't really overcome Nibuya, but more so he outwitted Nibuya, and then he's able to pass the ball to Hyuga for the 3. Keep in mind that we have Midorima, the best shooter of the entire series, actually praise Hyuga's loop and the shot as a whole, his final shot that he had in the chapter, that 3-point shot. Now, the reason why I say keep that in mind is because I think that that's leading up to Hyuga being recognized as one who is probably on the uncrowned king level. Now, I'm just saying that because Hyuga, he does have phenomenal accuracy. Like, his percentage when it comes to his shots is really good. And when Midorima actually praises the way he shot the ball in this chapter of Kuroko no Basket, to me, I think is an indication of something greater for when it comes to next year with Hyuga, when he's a third year, when Kiyoshi can no longer play the game. Because let's assume that Kiyoshi can't play basketball next year due to his injuries. Because he is going all out at this current point in time. And his subconscious limiters have been removed. This probably means that Hyuga has to compensate for the loss of Teppei Kiyoshi. So in order to do so, he has to gain other abilities aside from the barrier jump that would actually be very useful when it comes to his shots and his percentage when it comes to getting the shots in. Because if his shots mostly go in, then you don't have to worry about the rebound. And this may lead to some type of Midorima-like ability when it comes to Junpei Hyuga. And then again, Kiyoshi overcomes Nibuya. Or he outwits Nibuya, and then, that's still going on. And Nibuya's kind of pissed. When Ryo lost to Hyuga last chapter, he was still able to maintain his cool and calm state. Nibuya flared up because Nibuya was really pissed. And of course, you have Hayama, inform that, just let you know, remember how they're still regarded to be on our level. Alright, at least Teppei is regarded to be on our level. So, clearly, he needed that reinforcement. But Nibuya right now, he's good to go, but he's still kind of peeved. So, because a few minutes ago, he was bullying Kiyoshi. And now all of a sudden, Kiyoshi just doing him dirty. And the last thing I want to talk about is the Kagamine Taiga stuff, okay? Now, remember how it was stated that Akashi has yet to try the risky stuff? Given Kagami's, current status in the zone, I'm starting to believe that Akashi can't even attempt the risky stuff because Kagamine is so immersed with the zone. You have Almine looking on, then you have the crowd looking on, and the way it was drawn when it came to this chapter, when Kagamine was in the zone, it appeared as if there was some kind of force being shoved upon Akashi Seijiro. Like it was Reishi, what? Force. So, I'm sitting here Akashi Seijiro has immense skill. But if you compare the zone to what Kagamine has now, to the first zone of the beginning of the game, the first zone in the beginning of the game, Akashi Seijiro wasn't even worried. He was like, the zone, fascinating. I rub my chin, not a big deal. But the current zone, Akashi can't even attempt a fucking ankle break. He can't even attempt a fucking ankle break. He's just dribbling pass, pass, pass. Like, that's all he can do. And this is simply based on Chihiro's analysis of Akashi and Kagami. So, the question here is, Akashi, is he able to actually try the risky stuff? But can he, due to Kagami's depth into the zone at this current point in time? That's the question. Can Akashi still do it? Or can he not? Because, again, Kagami is right now ferocious beyond all belief. And actually, even though I understand that the zone itself is more or less it's you utilizing the full capacity of your senses, 100% of your senses are focused on the game at hand. However, I also see the zone as an indication of one's potential in the future, where one may be able to reach later on in their life. So come Kagami's third year as a player, we may get to see a whole different Kagami, a Kagami on a whole new level, a Kagami who will be able to actually compete with the Generation of Miracles easily. I understand that they're going to grow up as well, but when you look at Kagami at this point in time, it looks like his growth is destined to be something beyond the Gen. That's the way I see it. Because right now his zone, someone like Akashi, who's the captain, who normally landslides anyone out of his way, is all he can do at this point in time is just pass the ball. That's all he can do. So when you take a look at the comparison, when Izuki was on Akashi, how Izuki can only do like certain things, so Akashi's pressure was so, was so strong. Now the same thing applies to Akashi Seijiro in regards of Kagami. Now all of a sudden Kagami is emitting so much pressure, it's like, shit, I can only do this and that. So the risky stuff may not be a possibility at this current point in time. And the void was shut down, and even the coach of Rakuza started to swell, like, whoa. So that's a problem. But overall, the chapter rating, I'm going to give it a rating of a good plus to great, because I did like it a lot. And I'll see you guys later. King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.